Hi everyone, welcome to Jitanda's Biology.
Okay, now we are going to know about the lab activity. See, you know how to write the lab activity. Aim, next materials required. Materials required. Next one is procedure. That is nothing but procedure. And next one is after procedure you have to do the diagram. Next observation. Next one is the result. And finally what? Precautions. So these are the things we have to be get. Now learn about the lab activity now. First aim. In this aim what you have to going to know? That is production of carbon dioxide and heat is released or liberated during what? During the anaerobic respiration. During the what? Anaerobic respiration. And what are the materials which are required? Here thermoflask. Thermoflask. Next rubber stopper. Rubber stopper. And next one is a glucose solution. Glucose solution. Janus green bee. Janus green bee solution. Janus green bee solution, or we can also use the Dizine. And next one is that is lime water. Lime water and a water. Okay, drop, or we can call them as nothing but test tube. Okay, and a delivery tube and etc. So these are it. Now procedure, what you have to do? First take a thermoflask nana. In this thermoflask you pour 200 ml of glucose solution. 200 ml of what? Glucose solution. And next 50 grams of yeast add it. 50 grams of yeast powder you can add. Then you pour the liquid paraffin wax. Liquid paraffin wax. You know liquid paraffin wax will have the low density than the glucose, so that's why it is able to form as the upper layer over the glucose. Then you arrange a 2-hole rubber stopper to this thermoflask, and from one hole you insert the thermometer. From another hole you insert the delivery tube. The delivery tube should be opened into a test tube consisting of a bicarbonate solution. That is nothing but lime water. Later you arrange this arrangement, and now note down the initial reading of thermometer. Note down the initial reading of what? Thermometer. Then you can wait for certain time. You can wait for a certain time. After certain time you observe the temperature in the thermometer increases. The temperature in the thermometer increases. First thing. And second thing, the lime water present in this bicarbonate solution present in this test tube will turn into milky white. So why it is turning into milky white? Why? Because the yeast solution is there now. The yeast solution will undergo the process of what? Anaerobic respiration. You may get out, sir. Here how we can say it is undergoing anaerobic respiration means. So to confirm that, what you have to do means, in the procedure only you have to heat this glucose solution for 1 minute and you have to cool down. And then you can add the Janus green bee or Dizine solution. Then what happens? The blue color solution of that is the blue color glucose solution. Okay, the blue color glucose solution will be turns into, that is a pink color. It turns into what? A pink color by adding what? By adding the Janus green bee solution. Janus green bee solution. So by this we can say that oxygen was not present inside this glucose solution. Outside oxygen is not available by liquid paraffin wax. Inside already oxygen is completed by heating. So thereby what happened? Anaerobic respiration only occurs. So yeast undergoes the anaerobic respiration and it produces some gas. That gas is emitted out from the delivery tube and converting the lime water into milky white. You know in the beginning of the chapter I told that lime water is converting into milky white on reacting with carbon dioxide. So the carbon dioxide gas is evolved during the anaerobic respiration. One thing confirm. Second thing, you take initial reading of test tube and final reading of test tube at the end of the experiment. The initial reading to comparing to the final reading, the temperature increases. So by this what we can know, by the anaerobic respiration heat is also liberated. So the two things was confirmed. One is carbon dioxide is liberated. Next one is heat is liberating during the process of what? Respiration. So this is about the results. And the precautions is you have to see that that is no outside air should be enters into this glucose solution. Of course, you are using the liquid paraffin wax, there will be no question of entering here. That is a precaution. Next one is here we can write here another experiment is that is a combustion of sugars. Combustion of what and sugars. That is how the combustion of sugar will occurs. Before going to know this activity, one thing we have to know. What is that means? Nothing but you take the scientist who is that Lavoisier. This Lavoisier is a scientist who told that respiration is similar to combustion. Is similar to what and combustion. After series of experiment, Lavoisier will come to know that respiration is similar like a combustion. And later another scientist called as Robinson in the year of 1783. Okay, in the year of 1783, Robinson told that yes, combustion is also same like a respiration, is a same like what respiration, but here respiration is a slow process, whereas the combustion is a what fast process, and this is the source of production of heat in the animals. Production of source of heat in the what animals. Who is that? This combustion. So that was told by Robinson. So by taking these two statements, then we can go for the combustion of what sugars. Combustion of what sugars. See, in the combustion of sugars, what will we come to know that here you take a test tube and arrange it to a stand. Then you keep a round-hole rubber stopper. From that you arrange a delivery tube, and the delivery tube should be opened into a test tube consisting of lime water. And then you pour some sugar crystals inside this test tube. Then you can heat it. When you heat it, what happens? First the sugar crystals becomes black. That is called charring. That process called what? Charring. C-H-A-R-R-I-N-G. After that, what happens? Immediately they catches the fire and the heat will be put off. Sorry, the heat will be put on. So heat will be come out. So when the heat is liberated, that is fire is liberated, and then what happens? The sugar crystals will be melt and become as a liquid. Then immediately the total heat will be gets put off. The heat will be gets what put off, and a gas was emitted out. That gas will be emitted out from this delivery tube and enters into lime water, and then the lime water turns into what? Milky white. So emitted gas is what carbon dioxide. So during the process of combustion also, what gas is releasing outside? That is carbon dioxide. That is was told by this Robinson. And moreover, this is a combustion of sugar. And next one is about that is a fractional distillation. Here a small topic is there called what? Fractional distillation. So what I mean by fractional distillation means from a mixture of liquids, or from the mixture of liquids according to their melting point. According to their what melting point, we can separate what we can separate the different, that is individual, we can separate the liquids from the mixtures. That is we can separate the liquids, so that is individually. What is that individually we can separate. That process called mixture. For example, here sugar molecules plus water plus ethanol. It is one type of mixture which has been formed during the process of anaerobic respiration. So we can separate the sugar and we can separate the ethanol by the process of fractional distillation process. Okay, why? Because ethanol melting point is 70 degrees centigrade temperature, whereas sugar is more than 70 degrees centigrade temperature, it can be get melted. So when the 70 degrees centigrade temperature occurs, the ethanol will be gets melted and it will be get separated. And you know water is 100 degrees centigrade temperature. So like that, at different degrees centigrade temperature, the different liquids will be gets collected. That is called what fractional distillation process. Fractional distillation process. Understood? For example, we'll say you are going in a journey. You are going in a long way. For example, you are going in a long that is a journey. At that time, what happen? All the passengers will come into the bus. At that time, what will happen? Yeah, some passengers will be get down at that is a stop 1. Some passengers will be get down at a stop 2, stop 3. Like this, according to the journey point, they will be get down. No, same like that. From the mixture of passengers, how the passengers are separating according to their journey point. In the same manner, in the mixture of liquids, according to their melting point, different liquids get separated from this mixture. That process is called fractional distillation. Fractional distillation process. So this is about the fractional distillation process, Nana. Fractional distillation process. So now heat production in organisms, that is living organisms. You see Nana, during the winter season when you wear the sweater you feel warm, correct or not? Why? Because that woolen sweater not allowing the internal heat to pass out. That means what? Our body is continuously releasing certain heat from our body, correct or not? So the energy which is going from our body will be in the form of what? Heat. So that heat is continuously lost. So how much amount of heat is lost from your body? In order to get replace that lost energy, will has to be produce the energy continuously by a process of respiration. So that energy can be only produced in the form of what, Nana? Heat. In the form of what? Heat. So that's why that heat is producing and making us warm. Okay. So that is the reason when you wear the sweater in the winter season, you feel warm due to the production. That is due to the preservation of that heat. See. So that is one of the example we can say our body is continuously emitting the heat from our body. And next coming into the that is evolution of gases exchanging system. Gases exchanging system. Gases exchanging system. Evolution of gases exchanging system. You take unicellular organisms. Unicellular organisms like what? Like amoeba. Or you take multicellular organisms. Multicellular organisms like what? Like hydra. Okay, like hydra. You take unicellular organisms like amoeba. It undergoes the respiration by the body surface. From entire body surface, it takes the oxygen from the atmosphere that have the nature. So it takes the oxygen from external surface by the process of what? Diffusion. By the process of what? Diffusion. At the same time, it releases the carbon dioxide also outside by the process of what? Diffusion. By the process of what? Diffusion. You take a hydra. That is hydra, even though it is a multicellular animal, it will be also undergoes the respiration with help of body surface, and same the respiration of carbon dioxide as well as the oxygen taking inside, carbon dioxide releasing outside will also occurs with help of what? Diffusion. That means as the organisms to organisms, even though it is unicellular, multicellular, sometimes the same respiratory organ is present. But as the organism was developed, so the respiratory organs will be different. So how they depend means depending upon the body size. First thing is what? Depending upon the body size and depending upon the type of circulatory system it has. Depending upon the type of circulatory system it has, the organism consisting. And next coming into that is the availability of water. Availability of water and body size as well as the shape of the organism. Okay, so habitat where they live, that means where it lives, etc. These are the major reasons they have the different types of respiratory organs. Different types of what? Respiratory organs. In that first example you take here we'll write it in a form of table, better to condense for easy for studying that. Okay, serial number 1, that is a respiratory organ. Respiratory organ. And next the type of respiration. Type of what? Respiration. And next example organisms. Examples organisms. So examples we can write here better. First organism you take that is respiratory organ is what? Trachea. What is that? Trachea. Trachea is a small tube-like structures. The type of respiration occurs to the trachea, that is called as a tracheal respiration. It is called what? Tracheal respiration. And examples for tracheal respirations are who, Nana? Insects. What is that insects? Like cockroach. Insect like what? Cockroach. Comes under the what? Tracheal respiration. And next you take serial number 2, that is you take that is skin. The skin is acting as a respiratory organ, then that is called as what? Cutaneous respiration. Cutaneous respiration. And example animals here are nothing but what? Earthworm and leech. Earthworm and what? Leech. Okay, etc. Still are so many are there. So that is air only, direct skin only take the air, from the air it takes the oxygen and liberate the what? Carbon dioxide outside. And example for this cutaneous respiration, earthworm, leech, even frog also, even a frog. And next coming into the third one is nothing but gills. Example what? Gills. See, if the respiration occurs through gills, that is called as a branchial respiration. Branchial respiration. Example for what? That is a fishes. Example what? Fishes. So that is they have a special respiratory organs called what? Gills. Gills are also called a bronchi. So that's why they are called as a branchial respiration. And well developed respiratory organ is what? Lungs. What is that? Lungs. If the respiration occurs through lungs, then that is called what? Pulmonary respiration. It is called what? Pulmonary respiration. Example Suma, that is the aves, nothing but birds, as well as the mammals. Example human beings, animals, etc. So that is even here amphibians also we can get it. That is frog comes under both. That frog is having the respiratory organs of what? They are having the lungs as well as they are having what? Skin as the respiratory organs. So like this, different respiratory organs are present in different organisms as the in the evolutionary process, as the size of the organism and type of the circulatory system as well as the place of the habitat where it lives, depending upon that conditions, the evolution of these respiratory organs also slowly changed according to the development of organism. The development of respiratory organs also slowly developed according to that organisms. Okay, so this is about the different type of respiratory organs and different types of respiratory types of respiration and the example animals. Now we are going to know about activity 3. In that we are going to prove that carbon dioxide is evolved during the process of respiration. Carbon dioxide is evolved during the process of what? Respiration. What are the materials required for this is a wide mouthed flask. A wide mouthed flask and a small and as well as lime water in a small test tube. We can call a test tube or small beaker. Okay, and next one is what? Germinating seeds. Germinating seeds. Okay, so and a wide mouthed stopper. A wide mouthed rubber stopper. So these are the things. What you have to take? First you have to take the germinating seeds. How to prepare the germinating seeds, Nana? You know very well. You take a handful of mustard seed or groundnut seed. Okay, then you soak in the water for overnight. And next day morning you drain out that water outside. That means remove the water outside. Then you keep that seeds in a wet cloth and make it tight. And you wait for certain hours. They will get a small seedlings. That is called a germinating of seeds. The germinating seeds you keep in this wide mouthed bottle. And then you take a small beaker consisting of lime water. Keep in that. And you fix a rubber stopper. And then you keep it undisturbed for a certain time. It may be 24 hours or 48 hours. And 1 or 2 days. Then after that you can see the lime water turns into milky white. How can you say this lime water is turning into the milky white? The lime water turns into what? Milky white. We are already in the beginning of the chapter onwards, we are knowing that lime water, when it turns into milky white, when it reacts with carbon dioxide. So during the process of respiration, the germinating seeds undergoing the respiration process. During the process of respiration, what gas is releasing outside? Carbon dioxide. So that carbon dioxide is converting the lime water into what? Milky white. So this is one of the experiment which proves that carbon dioxide is released during the process of what? Respiration. Next, activity 4. In the activity 4, we are going to know that heat is evolved during the process of respiration. What is that? Heat is evolved during the process of respiration. What are the materials required here? Same again, a wide mouthed flask and a rubber stopper as well as a thermometer as well as a germinating seeds. GS means what? Germinating seeds. Then you take the germinating seeds and fill the germinating seeds in this beaker with nearly half of that beaker or 3/4 of the beaker. Then you take a thermoplastic and you fix a one-hole rubber stopper, and then from that one-hole rubber stopper you insert this thermometer and you note down the initial reading of the thermometer. And for every regular intervals of 2 hours, that is 2 o'clock one time, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, like this in regular intervals of 2 hours, you can note down the readings of thermometer. And after 24 hours, you can see that the initial reading is that is the temperature in the thermometer will be more in the final readings. So by this we can say that germinating seeds are undergoing the process of respiration. During the process of respiration, what happens? Heat is liberated. That heat is only making the temperatures to raise in the water thermometer. So by this we can say that heat is liberating during the process of respiration. So these are the activities which are concerned to the carbon dioxide as well as what heat is liberating during the process of respiration. Now we are going to know about respiration in plants. Respiration in plants. Respiration plants. How the respiration occurs means very simple, Nana. In the leaves. You know that a kidney shaped structures called as stomata. The minute small pores called as stomata. They are useful for the process of what? Exchange of gases. Exchange of what? Gases. So stomata are useful in the process of respiration which are present in the leaves. In some plants they are present on the stems special cells called as lenticels. What is that? Lenticels. Actually, what are these lenticels? Nothing but the loose cells which are present on the stem. The loose cells present on the stem are called what? Lenticels. With the help of that also the respiration process will be occurs in some of the plants. And you take not only this, you take that is aerial roots. We can say better, it is in some of the plants in the roots they are present. That roots are called what, Nana? Aerial roots. These aerial roots are present in which? In mangroves. In where, Nana? Mangroves. So these mangroves are the plants where the that is present in the banks of the water. That may be near the seashore or river shore and etc. Wherever on the banks of the water bodies, these plants are present. So what is the problem? You know, the plants as they are present in the banks of the water, at that time what happened? The water when high tides comes, that is these roots will be get submerged by the water, and if it is a oceanic water, the salt content increases, and when that waves will be recedes back and the salt content decreases. So there is a problem of not only salt content but also oxygen levels fluctuation occurs. Why? Because when the water comes, the oxygen levels decrease. When the water recedes back, again oxygen levels slowly increase. So in order to overcome the problems of fluctuations of oxygen levels, though they have the special roots called aerial roots. What is the aerial root specialty means? This, for example, this is a shore means half of the roots are above the soil and remaining half of the roots are what? That is this is the aerial portion. That is the aerial roots, and these are called what? Underground roots. So aerial roots will be there. Half of the roots are underground and half of the roots are what? Aerial. So protect themselves from the oxygen production fluctuations of oxygen. So in this way, in the plant, the respiration will be occurs by the leaves, stomatas, by the stem, lenticels, as well as on the roots, they are called what? Aerial roots. And now we will focus upon the differences between the photosynthesis as well as the photosynthesis versus respiration. Photosynthesis versus what? Respiration. So that is nothing but differences between the photosynthesis as well as the respiration. You know, photosynthesis is a process which occurs during the daytime itself, whereas you take that is respiration is a process which occurs during the day and what? Night time. There is no question of daytime or night time. Every time it occurs. And you may get doubt, sir, photosynthesis also occurs in the dark night time also, dark reaction. No, that is in the absence of oxygen maybe, or in the absence of sunlight maybe, or in the night time. But more active phase of photosynthesis occurs daytime. Okay. And next coming into the photosynthesis will occurs only in certain cells like a chloroplast. So wherever the chloroplast is there only we can see the process of photosynthesis. That is the green leaves and green stems. It not occurs in the roots or it not occurs in the somewhere parts where the chlorophyll is absent. But whereas respiration will occurs in almost all the cells. In all the cells it will be respiration process will be occurs. And next in the photosynthesis, energy has been created. Here the energy has been what Anna? That is created. The energy has been here created, whereas in the respiration the energy has been liberated. The energy has been what Anna? Liberated. So the energy production will be occurs, and here energy production, here energy liberation will be taken place. And moreover, you take in the photosynthesis, that is a photosynthesis Nana, that is this photosynthesis process, energy liberation creation, and in the photosynthesis process they can be that is anabolic process. It is what an anabolic process. But whereas respiration it is in a catabolic process. What is anabolic process means? The simple molecules are break down into complex molecules. Whereas the catabolic process means that means what? Nothing but complex molecules are break down into simple molecules. I am saying somewhat in equations. For example, you take glucose. See, that is not glucose. You take carbon dioxide plus water. In the presence of water, sunlight and what? Chlorophyll. Give us to carbon dioxide plus that is carbon dioxide not, that is a glucose plus carbon dioxide plus water. So it is not carbon dioxide, oxygen. That is 6 molecules of oxygen, 6 molecules of water, here 6 molecules of carbon dioxide, 12 molecules of water. So this is the equation for water photosynthesis. That is nothing but carbon dioxide reacts with water in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, gives us to glucose. Glucose means what? Is a complex molecule. It is formed from what? Simple molecules like carbon dioxide and water. So that's what we call an anabolic process. Anabolic process means conversion of simple molecules into complex molecules. Whereas you take a respiration opposite, that is glucose when react with the oxygen, it gives us to carbon dioxide plus water plus energy. Plus water na? That is complex molecule like glucose is break down into simple molecules like carbon dioxide and water. So that is the difference between the photosynthesis and respiration. And you take temperature and velocity. Next humidity. Okay, temperature, velocity, humidity, as well as these are the factors which can decide and which can change the, that is nothing but rate of respiration maybe or rate of photosynthesis maybe. Rate of respiration or what? Rate of photosynthesis. And lastly we have, that is annexary part in the textbook. Sometimes objective may ask from the annexary Nana. So that's why it is also important. See, total lung capacity of our lungs, the total lungs capacity of our body is 5800 ml. Per one inspiration, okay, per one inspiring or for one expiring, we can take nearly 500 ml of air. That is, one time we can inhale 500 ml of air, or one time we can release the 500 ml of air. But total lung capacity how much? 5800 ml. But after complete or a deep expire, that means when you are completely breathe out like this, then at that time still, okay, at that time it will be what na? That is 1200 ml of air will be left over in the lungs, and that means remaining that is 4600 ml of air will go outside, and still that is 1200 ml of air will be left over in the lungs. And moreover, you take mainly will get energy. We will get the energy from the lungs by the process of respiration, mainly from the upper lobes only, not from the lower lobes. The person who practice the yoga and meditation, they can use the energy from the lower lobes also. Who has the continuous practice of lung exercise maybe, or yoga or meditation like that, they can use the energy present or stored in the lower lobes. So that's why our ancient saint called as what? Patanjali. An ancient saint called what? Patanjali. He has been invented a new technique that is called as a Ashtanga Yoga. That means 8 disciplines. That is 8 disciplines are there in the doing of yoga that you have to follow. That is Dharana, Okay, you are that is pranayama. Okay, and next one is so many like this 8 are there that you can get practice. Generally we can breathe nearly 20 to 22 times per a minute we can breathe. But if you practice the yoga properly, we can breathe 15 times in 1 minute. That means in 22 times how much energy you are getting, that energy will getting only in the 15 times. Why? You know that by the process of respiration only energy is liberated. So that energy, that is respiration, will give the energy for the brain as well as all the tissues will get activated. So as the brain and tissues get activated by the process of that is energy. So by the process of respiration, that energy is liberating, that energy is stimulating the brain cells as well as the tissue cells and total all the tissues present in our body, and that makes you to very active. So that's why the rate of respiration is very important in production of energy maybe, and to keeping your total body fit as well as active. So this.
Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe.